Hello,
Hi everyone,
everybody.
welcome.
Welcome to
How
our
are
webinar.
you all? Yes, welcome
Ah,
to our webinar level 6 to 7. Let's
mm,
do some introductions for our students that don't know us. My name is Sophia. I come from London
mhm.
and I live in Bologna. I've lived in Bologna for 4 years, and for a year and a half, I have been working at my English school, Bologna Mille.
Nice. And I am Emily, a colleague of Sophia. We both work together
We
at
work.
Bologna Ville. I'm from Leicester, from the UK, which is famous for the football. If
Mm,
anybody knows English football, probably you will have heard of Leicester.
exactly.
If you guys want to introduce yourselves too, that would be great. And tell
Yes.
us what you like about your apartment or your
Mm-hmm.
house. Um,
Exactly. Your apartment or your flat, even to use the
hmm,
British word. Apartment, maybe it's a bit more American.
yeah.
Flat or British English. Yeah, your name, where do you come from, where are you, and what
Mhm.
do you like about your apartment?
I think when I
So,
hear apartment in the UK, I always think of something very elegant. When I think of flat, I
yeah,
think of something kind of normal.
yeah, maybe flat, something a bit smaller, a bit more
Mm,
just everyday, whereas apartment sounds much more elegant. You're right.
yeah. So yeah, we would say flat usually in English,
Mm.
in British English.
Do you have a flat, Emily, or a house?
I have a flat here in Bologna. I
Hmm.
have a small flat, so I think it's about 40 meters squared. Um, I know in Italy they always look at the meters squared.
Yes, it's true.
In England, I've never come across that before. We don't really talk
Yeah.
about the exact size. um, but yeah, it's quite small, but we have two rooms. We have a kitchen and living room together, and a
Hmm.
bedroom and
Yeah.
bathroom. So I like maybe the decoration. It's very neutral.
Yeah.
It's almost like a Japanese style. I don't know how
Hmm.
to describe it, but it's very minimalist. So
Yeah,
even if
that's nice.
it's small, it doesn't feel very small. It doesn't feel crowded or cramped. Um,
Yeah, nice.
what about you, Sophia?
Um,
I know you have a new apartment.
I do. Let's just look at Luca's answer first.
Mm.
Hi, Luca. Thank you for joining us. He says, "Hi,
Hello.
girls. I'm Luca, and I live in a small town near Novara. Wonderful.
Perfect.
Tell us if you live in a flat or in a house, Luca, and what do you like about your apartment or house?" So,
Mm.
yeah, very similar to you, Emily. Oh, wait, I got distracted. We have two more.
Yeah,
Sarah
two
is
more
here.
different.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, nice
Hi,
to
I'm
see you.
Sarah, and I live in a small apartment in the center of Bologna, just like me. Excellent.
Nice. Tell us, what do
Uh,
you like about your apartment? What do you think
exactly.
is good? And we have
Um,
Elisa. Hello, everyone. My name is Elisa. I live in Mestre, near Venice. My house is small with two floors in the square of my city.
oh,
Okay.
that's fantastic.
Main
You have
square.
a two-floor house, a two-story house. That's
Mm.
lovely. Um, yeah, so my apartment is very similar to yours, Emily. It's 40 meters squared. And similar to Sara, I live in the center of Bologna.
Mm.
Sara, are you a student from Bologna Mille or
Emilia,
Maya?
Emilia
Is
Levante.
it,
I can
is
never
it
pronounce it.
Levante? Yeah, I can never remember if it's Ponente or Levante. Which school are you from? Because I don't remember. Do
Mm.
you remember, Sarah? Emily?
I'm trying to think of the
I don't
surname.
remember.
Maybe.
Yeah, me too. She says 45 meters squared. Well, it's still bigger than ours. Ours is
Yeah.
40 meters squared. My apartment is similar to yours, Emily. I have a living room and kitchen together, a bedroom separate, and a bathroom separate.
Hmm.
And for me, also, my favorite part is the decoration because
Mm.
it is colorful, but it's also very tidy and organized. And
Mm.
it's small, but it doesn't feel small. It's quite
Yeah.
cozy as well.
Nice. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's important when you live in a small apartment. The decoration is more important maybe because you
exactly.
it can make it feel smaller or bigger.
Exactly. And you need to find ways to fit everything in your apartment. But I think that I have done a very good job. Andri, hi, thank you for joining us.
Hi.
Welcome. Tell us, where do you live, and tell us what you like about your apartment.
Yeah,
Sara says, I have studied in Bologna. Nice.
perfect. Can you guys tell us what you like? So you've kind of described your apartment and the size, but what do you like about it?
Yeah. What's your favorite thing? This is a nice answer. Luca says, I live in a house with a beautiful garden, and I really like staying in my garden with my dog and doing barbecues with friends. Really nice. Rather than doing barbecues, in English, use have, okay? And I like staying in my garden and having barbecues with my friends. In general, in English, when we consume, it might be a meal like breakfast or lunch. It might be a barbecue, an aperitif,
Coffee, tea.
coffee or tea. We usually use a picnic even. We use have when you are consuming something.
Yeah.
And Sarah says, from my window, I don't see the sea. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, though? Is that a
for you.
positive or negative for you?
I personally would love to see the sea from my window.
I always say the one thing that is missing from Bologna is the sea. If Bologna was on the sea, it would be
A little
the
bit
perfect
closer.
city. Yeah. And Sarah says, I don't have a garden. Yes, in the center of Bologna, it's difficult to have a garden.
A bad thing.
A bad thing, especially in this period. I think, Emily, you said you have a balcony, yes?
Yeah, I have a balcony. I don't have a particularly good view from the balcony. There's another building in front, a road, a little area with some trees, but it's better than nothing.
Exactly. But I don't have a garden or a balcony, so it's difficult to go outside. Andri, the question, if, yes, Emily brought it back. Tell us what you like about your apartment.
Yeah, what's your favorite thing, maybe, about your apartment? Gianluca, welcome back.
Gianluca is just scamming now.
You look like fantastic teachers. Nice to meet you. Perfect.
Thank you.
I love the park in front of my house. It's beautiful for me to have a park outside my windows and not a street.
Wow, you are so lucky. That's wonderful. Very good, Gianluca. Don't forget. Yeah, go on,
I think
Emily.
we're going to say the same thing. To remember it is beautiful.
Yeah, don't forget your article. I'm not allowed to correct Gianluca anymore. He told me off yesterday. Yeah, he told me I was too strict.
We need to be strict.
Yeah, we do. Angela says, I have some balconies.
Wow.
Nice. How
More
many?
than one.
2, 3? How many balconies do you have,
Big
Angela?
balconies, small balconies.
What is your view? What is your panorama from your balcony?
Yeah.
Nice. So, shall we look at our focus in the meantime?
Let's continue. If you guys want to continue commenting, telling us your favorite thing or something you like about your apartment, that's great. But in the meantime, let's move to the slides.
Apartment hunting. So maybe we should start with this word, hunting. Andri has an answer. He says, I live in a house with my parents. Nice. In Buscate, it is a small, small city. I love how you emphasized it's small, small. It's not very small. It's not too small. It's small, small. It's wonderful.
Really good.
Tell us what your favorite thing is about your house, apart from obviously living with your parents and having your mum's wonderful cooking every day, I imagine. So hunting is a sport, essentially. It's when maybe in the mountains or in a forest, somebody takes a gun, a weapon, and kills animals for sport. This is hunting. In this case, we are not talking about killing animals, we promise. We are talking about looking for, searching for an apartment. Okay?
Yeah, I would say when we maybe use to hunt for, it's slightly more intense than to look for. It's like, I need an apartment. I'm desperate in some way.
Yeah. Elisa says, about my house, I like the little courtyard, yes, and the possibility to reach the square immediately. Good. So you live close to a square.
Beautiful. And Angela? 4 balconies in front of a hill and in front of another building. Beautiful.
Oh, nice. Good. So on one side, you have a beautiful view of the countryside, and on the other
Mm,
side, you have
a building.
building. Yeah. Good, Luca. To look for an apartment. Very nice.
Yeah, to
More
search for.
intense.
Oh,
Yeah,
intense.
don't
We
worry.
want intense in an intense
Yeah.
way.
So in this focus activity, describing an apartment and just asking and answering questions about a new apartment.
Hmm. So here
Nice.
we have some questions. Do you
Mm-hmm.
enjoy hunting for an apartment? When was the last time you hunted for an apartment? And what happened? What was your experience? Positive, negative? Why?
Yeah, successful, maybe unsuccessful. Yeah, remember here that we are using the past tense, okay? We're
Mm,
talking about the last time that you changed or looked for an apartment. Yeah.
yeah. And again, we're talking about hunting. So this is quite intense. It's not looking as a hobby. Like sometimes when I'm bored, I'm like, oh, look at an apartment. Maybe I can find one that's good. This is not this. This is I'm hunting. I need an apartment.
Exactly.
So it's not for fun, let's say.
Yeah. I have to say, I do not enjoy hunting for an apartment. I have
Ah,
changed apartment. I've lived in Bologna for 4 years, and in 4 years, I have lived in 5 apartments.
wow, more
And
apartments than years.
exactly. But I have to say, I do not enjoy apartment hunting at
Mm,
all. In Bologna, especially, it's
why not?
not. Well, it's very, very stressful. In fact, it is one of the most stressful experiences, I
Mm,
think, apartment hunting and moving house
yeah,
in general. Do you
I
enjoy
think
apartment hunting,
I
Emily?
think it depends on the location. Particularly in Bologna, I would agree with you. It's very stressful because there are not a lot of apartments for rent on the market.
Mm, yeah,
So often you find a place and there's something that's not quite right about it. Maybe it's too
yeah,
small, it's too old fashioned. Um, it's difficult to find the perfect place,
absolutely. Yeah.
especially in a city like Bologna where there is not a lot of choice.
Definitely. Let's look at some responses. Andri says, I was. Remember that Andri, hunt is the verb. So I was in hunting for an apartment in Milan near the university where I
Mm,
studied before the virus. Okay. Pay attention, Andri, to your past continuous and your past simple. I was hunting and I studied.
mm.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Remember the past tenses. Um, Angela, too. I helped my son to hunt for an apartment recently.
No,
Good.
that's really good, Angela. Tell us if you were successful.
Remember, we need the
Gianluca,
for too.
yeah. Gianluca says in Bologna there are little and expensive houses. I think I'll enjoy hunting for a house if I'll search for it in the countryside. Yeah, absolutely. As
Yeah.
Emily was saying, when you have time, I think apartment hunting can be quite enjoyable if you can go slowly and find the
There's lots of
perfect
choice.
apartment. Yeah, but
Um,
usually it's not the case.
just be careful with little and a few. So remember, little is uncountable. Um, so in Bologna, I would say there are only a few apartments, or there are
Yeah,
not many
yeah,
apartments. If I say a little apartment, it sounds like the size of the apartment,
yeah,
that
it's
the
a
apartment
small.
is little. Um, yes.
Luca says, I've never hunted for an apartment. Very nice use of present perfect, Luca. Excellent. But I think it's very stressful to look for it because it is very difficult.
Yeah.
Very nice answer, Luca. Good job. It is difficult. It is stressful, definitely. Um,
Sarah, I hunted for my apartment 7 years ago when I came to Bologna and I didn't change it. Wow.
yeah, not like me. I change my apartment like I change my clothes, every time I need a new one.
Every day.
Yeah. Yes, so I hunted for
Okay.
my apartment.
Good. So Gianluca
Uh,
met the size. Okay. They're a little inexpensive.
okay, good.
Oh,
Yeah. Excuse me, look up. We sound
yeah.
corrected. Very nice.
Good.
It's true. The apartments in Bologna are particularly little, as we can see. Gianluca, you didn't tell us what you like. Oh no, he did. He told us about his apartment with the park, I remember.
Yeah.
Angela says he found an apartment by himself at the end. Very nice. Good for him.
It's very good. Yeah, as we've kind of said, it's very stressful. hunting
Yeah,
apartments, I
definitely.
think. Just guys, remember we need the 4
Yes,
to hunt
absolutely.
for, to search for, to look for. It's really
Very
important
good.
to remember to include the
Yeah.
4. Okay.
Good. Shall we go on?
Yes.
Yeah. If anyone in the meantime has any more responses, please write them in the comments and we will have a look. So
Excellent.
we're looking at describing an apartment, okay? We have some vocabulary. Do you want to read on the left, Emily?
Yes. So we have spacious, newly renovated, furnished, nice, and downtown.
Good. And on the right, we have unfurnished, cozy, historical, in the suburbs, and ugly.
Good. Okay, Luca just has a comment. It's a lot of work, yeah, to look for it.
Absolutely.
Very time consuming.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of effort as well. You have to speak to an estate agent, or if you do not want an agent, you need to look on certain websites that advertise these apartments. So it takes a very long time.
Yes.
Good. So
Okay,
we are
guys.
matching the contraries, the opposites. Okay. So have a look at the words. Tell us what are the opposites.
Yeah, so we have spacious. Be careful with the pronunciation here. Is the sh spacious?
Exactly.
What's the opposite of spacious? I guess an opposite could be unspacious.
Would we say that unspacious?
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
not
think
very
that
common.
exists. I think
Yeah.
no, it doesn't exist. I think you
Does it
invented
not?
that word.
I'm gonna check.
Yeah, I'm gonna check as well. Unspacious.
I don't know if it exists. Unspacious. It says it's in a dictionary.
It's in a dictionary. It's not in the dictionary.
Your dictionary.
Let's have a look. We've got some responses. Angela says furnished and unfurnished. Absolutely. Gianluca says cozy as the opposite of spacious. Very nice.
Good.
And
So these guys.
Luca and Andri agree. And Sarah says ugly and nice. Very nice, guys. So let's do these first ones. Spacious.
Yeah, they've done most of
and
them already.
cozy. Yeah. So I think we can click through we finished that one. Anyway, so we've got newly renovated and historical, furnished, unfurnished. Very good, Angela. Nice and ugly, as Sarah said. And as Sarah's also said, in the suburbs and downtown. Very good.
Yeah. Shall we describe the suburbs, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. Good idea. So the suburbs are not in the city center or downtown, as we would say in American. So American downtown, British in the city center. The suburbs are the periphery of the city, and usually they are residential. So there will be a lot of houses for families, possibly some schools, supermarkets, very often in the suburbs. It's a quiet area.
So I live in San
the
Donato,
suburb,
which
are the suburb of Bologna. Yeah. And when I was growing up, I grew up in the suburbs of London as well. Did you grow up in the suburbs?
I grew up in a village, so I don't know if it would be described as a suburb because it's kind of detached from the city.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people prefer the suburbs, especially if they have children.
Yeah.
It's quieter.
I think life is a lot easier in the suburbs. You have a lot of, as I said, you've got schools, you've got supermarkets, good services, parks. The city center sometimes is a bit difficult to live in.
Definitely. Maybe it's also good to look at cozy.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
cozy is not just small; it has a little bit more meaning.
Yeah, in fact, I wanted to say that in general, all of these words are positive, with the exception maybe of ugly. These words are all have positive meanings.
Yeah, more
So
neutral.
space, yeah. The opposite of spacious is cozy, but cozy doesn't mean small in a negative sense. Cozy, if you remember at the beginning of this webinar, is how I described my apartment. So it is small, yes, but it is warm, it is beautiful, it is somewhere that you feel protected and safe. This is a cozy place. Okay.
Mm. Yeah, so warm, welcoming, comfortable.
But usually, the dimension is usually small.
Yeah, I always think of like a fireplace when I think of something cozy.
And big armchairs or
Yeah,
sofas.
hot chocolate sitting in front of the fireplace.
Probably an animal as well, like a pet cat or a pet dog, just to complete
Stroking
the scene.
the
Yeah,
animal.
this is cozy.
Good. We also have furnished and unfurnished. What
Hmm.
about if in the middle, if there is some furniture? What
I
word do
think,
we use?
I think you're thinking of semi-furnished, right?
Yes. So some apartments come semi-furnished.
Mm,
So maybe they don't have everything, but they have the most important things. So
exactly.
the bed, maybe
The kitchen, the
kitchen,
bathroom.
bathroom. Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Okay, so let us know if you have any questions about this vocabulary, and let's have a look at an apartment advertisement.
Perfect.
So imagine
Um,
now that you are on, I don't know, Subito or something, and you are,
Immobiliare.it.
yeah,
I always see
exactly.
the adverts on TV.
Uh, and you are looking for you are hunting for an apartment. So, do you want to read it,
Yeah, should I
Emily?
read the first paragraph maybe?
Hmm.
Spacious, one bedroom apartment, fully furnished, newly renovated kitchen and dining area, fresh paint, brand new fans and lighting. Great location, only 10 miles from downtown Atlanta.
$795 rent. Please contact Mark at 770-555-9739 with questions and to schedule an appointment. Cool.
So maybe there's some vocabulary here, guys. If you have any questions about the vocabulary, please let us know
Yeah.
if you're not sure.
Maybe we need to talk about fresh paint.
Yeah.
Fresh paint. So the paint is it's usually white or maybe pale yellow, and it's what we put on the wall here to cover the bricks of the wall. So you paint an apartment.
Good. Yeah, so in this case, it's fresh, so it's completely new.
Exactly.
It's just been done. Okay, Andrew, what does rent mean? Okay, good. Guys, be careful with the formation of the question. It's not so important, but really, when you ask the question, what does, and then you put the word mean at the end. So what
Exactly.
does rent mean?
And this way we are also following our structure for questions.
Yeah.
So in answer to your question, Andri, rent is the money that you give every single month to keep your apartment. Okay. The apartment isn't yours. The apartment belongs to someone different. You give money every month for the apartment.
Yeah, the money you pay to the landlord, we would say in English, or the owner of the apartment
Yeah.
when you live
We
there.
also have proprietor, but we don't really say proprietor.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you guys let us know in the comments, do you rent your house or your apartment, or have you bought your house or apartment? Is it yours or do you pay rent? Let us know in the comments.
Or maybe
I
you're
pay
paying,
rent.
I'm
Yeah,
paying rent too.
yeah.
You could also pay for a mortgage. So a mortgage
Yeah.
is when you buy the apartment, but usually we don't have all the money available at the time. So we go to the bank and we organize a mortgage. And
Yeah.
every month I pay the bank some money. And eventually, in time, I finish paying for the house.
Exactly. What else do we need to look at? I think dining area is okay, the place where we eat.
Mm,
The fans, maybe we need to talk about.
mm.
Sarah rents her apartment. Yes, I imagine that you do. Um, good.
Okay,
Use
yeah, she,
the exactly. Use the present perfect here, Sarah. I haven't bought it. Okay, it's something that began in the past but continues now. You don't own your apartment. Okay, I haven't bought it. Be careful of your spelling.
yes,
Good, Emily.
different thing. I haven't bought it.
Yeah.
Good.
Anthony says, I don't pay. Okay, I don't pay for my house. Okay, I don't pay for my house because it's mine. So you have bought your house, Anthony. Very nice.
Yeah, so the possessive pronoun is mine. It's
Exactly. It
mine.
is mine. Nice. The fans, you can see a fan in the picture. Maybe Emily can use her mouse to show you the
Mm,
fan. In the kitchen, over the stove where you cook, you have a fan. This is a
mm,
ventilator. It absorbs the air, this ventilator, so that the air in the room does not smell when you are cooking. Okay, so a fan is a ventilator. Good,
perfect.
Luca. Very nice answer. My parents have bought it. Correct.
Good. Maybe we should also say brand new, similar to
Mm,
fresh, never used.
exactly.
So it's
Maybe,
just being installed.
exactly. Maybe we can write also fan, ventilator, just to keep
Mm,
that too.
yeah.
So, this is our next activity. Are we okay with vocabulary?
Yes, I think so.
I
If
think
anyone
so,
has any
yeah.
final questions, please let us know.
Yeah, let us know about the vocabulary. What about Emily? How do you pronounce this word? Schedule or schedule?
I would say schedule, but
You
I
pronounce
know
k,
in
right?
British English
Schedule.
people also pronounce schedule.
Yeah.
Um,
As you prefer, guys. We can pronounce it schedule with a k sound, schedule, or schedule. I think both of them are acceptable. I have definitely heard both used.
so, guys, we want you guys to describe your apartment, imagining that you are writing an advert. Um,
Exactly.
Write about 3 sentences and use at least 3 adjectives.
Exactly. And you can use the ad that you have on the slide as an example to help you. Okay?
Yes. So it doesn't need to be too long. 3 sentences is fine, similar to this one.
Yeah.
And imagine you're selling it, so we want it to sound positive.
Absolutely. Remember that you are advertising this apartment. And Emily and I, should we write ours as well, just as an
Yes.
example? Okay. Do you want to leave up the question so that they can see it? Okay.
Yes.
So let me think.
I'll give you three
um,
or 4 minutes to write, guys.
yeah. Um, let me think.
Remember to use some of the adjectives we
Yeah.
learnt
Do you think
before.
we should put up the adjective slide?
Yes, maybe this would help.
That might help.
You
So
can
we'll put
also
up the
use different
adjective slide.
adjectives if you know them.
Yeah. I'm using all of the adjectives. I'm using so many.
Good. I don't think I'm going to use all of them, but we'll see.
I only have 2 sentences, Emily.
That's okay.
Is it acceptable if I only have 2 sentences?
That is acceptable. I have 2. I'm going to try and think of a third one though.
Okay, I'm sending you mine. It only is 2 sentences, but it's very dense. There are a lot of adjectives together in my 2 sentences.
Perfect. Okay, wow. Yours starts very similar to mine.
Oh, really? Well, I think we have very similar apartments. I think the only difference is the location of mine.
Yeah.
Is the location. Shall we put them up so that
So that they can
our
see.
students can see them as well?
Yeah. So this is Sophia's. Sophia, do you want to read for us?
Sure. So this is my advertisement for my apartment. Cozy furnished apartment in the historical center. Newly renovated kitchen and nice furniture.
Perfect.
That's
We also have
mine.
from Luca. He's been very quick. My
Yeah.
house is spacious. It has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It's newly renovated and it also has a big garden, good location. It is near Lake Maggiore. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Wow, fantastic. Luca, no notes. Your advertisement is perfect. Very good job.
Just be very careful with the also. The also would go in the middle. So it also.
Oh yeah, true. It also
Yeah.
has. Nice. Very good, Luca.
Good.
And Andri says this apartment is comfortable. Be careful of the spelling of comfortable, Andri. In Italian, they've changed it to N, but it's M in English. Okay, comfortable and not expensive. There are all the comforts and Wi-Fi included. The apartment is newly renovated. Contact me for more information. Wonderful. And
Very good. My spelling is very bad today.
Elisa says cozy house. I'll wait for you to bring it up. Cozy house in the center of Mestre, close to the supermarkets and shopping area. 2 floors, 1 bedroom, furnished and brand new kitchen. Very nice use of brand new, Elisa. Well done.
I'm impressed with all of these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys are also very quick, which is incredible.
That's for their typing speed.
Yeah. Sarah, nice, small but nice apartment in the center of the city, near the 2 towers, furnished and fresh paint. It has 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and a small kitchen. It is very historical, but it is near the bus stop. Wonderful. Good job, guys.
Really good. Just be careful when we have the name of a monument. We would use the 2 towers, the Colosseum, for example.
Yeah, because they are particular towers. And I think Emily as well. Shall we bring up yours?
So mine was similar to yours. Cozy 1-bedroom apartment in the suburbs of Bologna. A quiet residential area, well connected and with lots of local services.
That's really good. Nice.
So well connected is when you have lots of buses, trains, able to move.
Yeah. All right.
Excellent. Very impressed, guys. If you haven't submitted yet, please do. We're going to move on, but we would love to hear your adverts if you need more time. Okay. Shall we have a look at this dialogue?
Exactly. So what happens when we are apartment hunting? We might find an advertisement that we like, and at the bottom it says, contact me for information and a telephone number. We call the telephone number. Let's see an example of the conversation we might have. Okay. Do you want to start, Emily?
Would you prefer to be blue or red, or shall I be blue?
You be blue, I'll be red.
Okay, perfect. Hello.
Hi, I'm calling about the apartment for rent. Is it still available?
Yes, it's still available. Would you like to see it?
Yes. May I ask a few questions first?
Sure. What would you like to know?
Very nice. So let's look at some vocabulary and some pronunciation.
So I think we have this word available, which everybody finds difficult to pronounce.
Everybody hates pronouncing this word. And what happens is that we explain, I explain the meaning. Available means free. Okay, it's free, it's empty. And as soon as I say that available is a synonym for free, all of my students start to say, oh, is it free? I say, let's try to pronounce this word.
Yeah.
So
So
you can practice it at home.
yeah, it's like 4 syllables. Available.
Mm.
The last one
But
is like the animal, a bull.
yeah, but we say it very quickly. So it's 4 syllables, but push them all together. Available,
Available. Available.
available. So practice it also at home.
I think the noun is even more difficult to pronounce because it's a little bit longer. Availability. Here the end becomes an I. Availability.
Exactly. Availability is the noun version. Available is the adjective.
Yeah, so we have available, availability.
Good. We spoke about rent. So if an apartment is for rent, it means that it is free, but you need to pay every month.
Free in the sense of available, not in the sense of
Exactly.
no money.
Oh yeah, exactly. Because we also have another meaning of free.
I think that's why it's good maybe to use available because free can be confusing sometimes. If I say the apartment
Exactly.
is free, maybe on the context we can understand, but maybe available is clearer.
Yeah, absolutely. So the
Oh,
person
great.
says, may I ask a few questions first? And the second person responds, sure, what would you like to know? So this is our next activity. Do you want to read, Emily?
Yeah. So, what questions could you ask when renting or when wanting to rent an apartment?
Yeah.
So, imagine you
What
call the owner, the agent.
What do you want to know about the apartment?
Can you give us some examples of questions?
Yeah.
Maybe the biggest question is how much does it cost? It's usually question number one.
Exactly. I would put this as, let's put this as an example. So question
Yeah.
number one, probably the main information you want to know, how much does it cost? Okay. Or how much is the rent? Angela says, is
Yes.
the apartment well lighted? Is it at the south? Yeah, good. So we're talking about the light and the directions. Let's do some corrections here. Is the apartment, remember your article, we don't say well lighted. The past participle is lit, okay? Well lit. And is it to the south? Okay, so
Is it to the south? Is it facing the south? Does it face the
yeah,
south?
also, does it face the south? Okay, so have a look at some corrections, Angela, but these are good questions, absolutely.
Definitely. Really important. Is it furnished? Perfect.
Good question. Yes, I think, and how much is the rent? Absolutely.
Yeah.
For me, it is important that the apartment is furnished. I don't want to buy new furniture. I don't want to put in a new kitchen, a new bathroom. So for me,
Yeah.
it's important.
Especially if you don't plan to stay there forever. I think if you have
Exactly.
children, maybe you're buying a family home, you plan to stay there a long time.
Exactly.
It's less important, but for students, for younger people,
Yeah, definitely.
definitely we look for furnished apartments.
Luca says, is it near the bus stop? It's a good question. You want to be sure that your apartment is well connected and that you can travel to the city center for work or for shopping. Anything
Yeah.
else?
Also, is it near the train station? Depending on what you need, how you move.
Yeah, you might even have a particular kind of job and you ask, is it near the airport? Do you want to be near the airport? Maybe if you do a lot of business trips or simply if you work at the airport, you want to be
Yeah.
close. Good.
Okay.
Does the
Does the
apartment
apartment
have
have
a
a
lift?
lift? Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect. Or
very
elevator.
important. Very important, especially if you live on a higher floor. You want to be sure that the apartment has a lift. You don't want to return from the supermarket with all of your bags and go
Yeah.
up and up and up the stairs. Elisa, if you go up one,
Mm.
she says, how far is it from the bus stop or bus station? Nice.
Yeah, perfect. So we need the is. How far is it from the bus stop, the station, the supermarket?
Exactly. And Andri has another question. It's near to a market. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good question. You want to make sure that you do not have to travel very far to get food. Just be careful of your question, Andri. Remember that in English, we invert the subject and the auxiliary. Is it
Yeah,
near to a market?
perfect. So Sarah, does the apartment have a garden? Yeah,
Nice.
garden or a balcony,
A
whatever you
terrace,
want.
even?
Terrace. Yeah.
Yeah, a terrace is similar to a balcony, but it is on the top of the building.
Yeah. Angela, is the apartment ancient or new?
Yeah,
Good
also a good
idea.
one.
Maybe ancient is a more particular word in English. It's like something very, very old.
Exactly. If something is ancient, we're talking about the Romans, for example, or the ancient Greeks. We're talking about something from before Christ times, okay?
The Colosseum
Rather,
is ancient.
exactly. The Colosseum is ancient, the Parthenon is ancient, but the Vatican, for example, is not ancient. The Vatican is old.
Yeah.
Would you use a different word, Emily?
No,
Would
I
you
think I
use
would say
antique? Old,
old.
yeah.
Antique I would maybe use for furniture more than for
Yes,
places
absolutely.
or
So not
objects.
exactly. So if something is antique, go before zero in the years, before zero. Old for everything that comes after.
Yeah, or maybe if you're
Um,
talking about the style, you could say old-fashioned.
oh yeah, absolutely,
If you're talking
definitely.
about the style rather than the age of the building.
Yeah. Um,
Okay.
Elisa, if we go back, has a good question.
Finding
Elisa
Elisa.
asks, how many neighbors are there? Yeah, this could be important. You want to be sure that you're not going to have lots of noise, lots of disturbances from the neighbors.
Yeah, or what
Um,
are the neighbors like?
oh, that's another good one to
And
ask. What are the
what's a
neighbors like?
description of the neighbors?
Yeah.
The neighbors like.
Um, when in my old apartment, in my neighbors downstairs, we had a couple, so a man and a woman, and a dog. And the dog did not like being inside the apartment. It was
Oh,
quite
no,
a
of
big dog.
course.
It was a pit bull. It did not like being inside the apartment. And obviously, a pit bull is a guard dog. Okay, its nature, its characteristic is a guard dog. So every time I went upstairs past the apartment, it started to bark. And in the summer, the neighbors changed. So I thought, yes, the dog is gone, no more barking. And instead, we got a family with 2 babies.
Oh,
So everything changed.
right. All the time.
Yeah, so I went from a barking dog to 2 crying babies.
Wow. So yeah, this is
So
an
it's always
important
the
question.
same.
What are the neighbors like?
Yeah.
Luca also
And
does
does
the
the
apartment
apartment
have, sorry, have
Yeah, go
private
on. Yeah.
parking?
Yeah.
Yeah,
For me, not so important. I don't have a car, but if you have a
yeah,
car, very important.
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, guys,
I
shall we
do.
move on?
Yeah,
Would you
let's move on.
have any other ideas, Sophia, of
I thought
questions?
about talking about the neighbors. Maybe if you are a student and you're looking for an apartment to share, to divide with other people, you also want to know what are the roommates like. Your roommates are the people who live in the apartment with you, not your family, not your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or girlfriend, but the friends that you live with in an apartment to share
Yeah,
the rent. So you might, especially if you are a student, you might live in a shared apartment and you want to know what are the roommates like? Are they students? Are they workers? Do they smoke? Do they like
Party all night.
Pardon? Do they like to have parties? Yeah, or do they like to be calm and study? This might be also important.
Yeah, so we can say
Do they have
roommates,
pets?
housemates, flatmates.
Exactly. Do they have pets? Another one.
Yeah.
There we go. Sarah has it. Are there other roommates? Would be another question. Yeah.
It's your neighbors, maybe, Sophia.
Actually, I think it's the courier. I hope it's the
Good.
courier. Yeah, I
Good
hope
news.
so.
Okay, let's continue to the next slide. Here we have some examples of other questions. Maybe some of them we've mentioned, some of them not.
Shall we
Sophia,
read?
shall we read them one by one?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to read the red? And I will read the blue.
Okay,
So question number 1, of course, where is it located?
good. What is the neighborhood like? So for this one, we asked what are the neighbors like? Remember that, yeah, the doorbell is ringing. I know, I'm sorry, guys. Remember that the neighbors are the people. The neighborhood is the area, okay? The quarter, as you would say in Italian. So what is the neighborhood like? Is it central? Is it residential? Is it noisy? Is it quiet, etc.?
Do you have any nightclubs in the area?
Yeah.
Bars, pubs?
Yeah.
How much are the utilities? So the utilities are things like electricity or gas, internet. So these are the bills that you have to pay every month. Sometimes when you rent, they are included in the price, but often they are not. So you have to pay, you have to budget.
Exactly, you have to pay extra. Sarah has a question. Unfortunately, you might have these questions on your manual, on your PDF, if you do this this lesson in your school. Otherwise, this video is on YouTube, so you can watch it as many times as you want. Okay.
Yeah. So if you come back later, you can find this. If you search MyS 6 to 7, you can find the recording.
And you can see the questions. This might be useful for some people. How far is it from the university? Can you walk? Can you take the bus, etc.?
Yeah, perfect. Is there public transportation nearby? So again, train, bus, is it well connected?
Exactly. Is it well connected? Are pets allowed? Maybe you have a dog or a cat or another animal and you want to live with this animal.
Yeah, because sometimes on the contract, they specify that you can't have pets.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to keep the apartment very clean. They don't want the hair of the cat or the dog.
Animal. The next one.
Are there any facilities in the building? So
this one I'm not so sure about. Can you explain it, Emily?
Yeah, facilities are things like a swimming pool or a gym. Usually in an apartment in Italy, I don't think you have facilities. But for example, my cousins in Singapore, in their condominium, they have a swimming pool on the roof.
Wow. Wow,
I think
fantastic.
maybe they also have a gym. So particularly in Asia, maybe also in America.
Yeah.
If you live in an apartment, it's possible.
Yeah, especially in new apartment buildings. Yeah, I know that in central London, many buildings have facilities like this, a gym, a swimming pool. So definitely useful to have.
Yeah. So maybe not, it's not so common in Italy, also for the age of the apartments, particularly in the cities.
Yeah.
But maybe even like a laundry room, a place to do your washing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Is there private parking, which is another question that we already saw.
And finally, of course, is the apartment furnished that we mentioned before?
Exactly. So does it have the furniture? Does it have the kitchen installed, the bathroom installed, etc.?
Excellent. Ferdinando says hi, or Stefano. I'm not sure what the name is. Hi.
Hi, welcome. Nice to see you. Unfortunately, you are a bit late.
Early for the next one.
Yeah, because we have to finish very soon. So
thank you for joining us.
Thank
And
you
as we
very
said
much.
before, remember the webinars are on YouTube. So if you want to repeat the webinar, or if you want to make some notes and you can't remember something, you can always go to the YouTube channel, Maya 6 to 7, and you can find all of the webinars that we've been doing.
Exactly.
So this is a good way if you want to repeat, if you want to do some more vocabulary work at home.
Exactly. All right. Thank you very much, guys, for being
Very
here.
much,
We will
guys.
see you very soon. Bye.